So there's been a lot of things going on between the Disney board of directors, Bob Iger, many executives over at Disney, including the second phase of Bob Iger's cost containment plan, wreaking havoc on all divisions over at Disney. One of the big ones, by the way, is Walt Disney Animation Studios, and how this is going to make a big impact on movies like Frozen 3 and a potential fourth film that Bob Iger talked about. Now, focusing on Deadpool 3, we know that this is Disney's last saving grace for 2024 to have a big success as far as Disney's budget goes, as far as a potential box office success goes. They really want to create a better track record for that year, and so far, it's looking very much bleak at this point in time, based on all the drama that's been going on behind the scenes over at Marvel Studios, Disney, etc., etc. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So, Ryan Reynolds, Rhett, Reese, and Paul Wernick. Alright, these are the writers of Deadpool 3. They are trying their absolute best to reason with all of the creative differences that Disney had caused throughout the past couple of weeks. Basically months now at this point. And we know that Bob Iger is really one that destroys everything he touches. We saw what he did with Star Wars, the latest Marvel releases, and the Galactic Star Cruiser Hotel. You know, we all know that Bob Chapek was the fall guy. He was never meant to be there forever. And we all knew that he basically, as an Iger, was all just nothing more than semi-retired. He was always going to come back, right? Everyone pretty much had an idea about that. And not a big surprise, in 2022, toward the end of the year, he did indeed come back, and so far it has not been good, in the least for Marvel Studios. Now, focusing on all this drama and all of these creative differences, with Disney actively involved in damage control for various projects, one major development has to do with the Ryan Reynolds drama with the Disney higher-ups. One crucial update to this ongoing situation is that Disney recently caved to one of Ryan Reynolds' demands after multiple negotiations on the direction of the third act of the film. Now, originally, Disney's plan was to insert multiple XMEN cameos that would fit with their DEI agenda, that would essentially be used as a tool to promote their upcoming all-female-led X-Men movie. The cameos that were to be involved in the third act of Deadpool was going to tease the all-female-led style of the main X-Men film that would introduce them into the MCU under Marvel Studios. And though Ryan Reynolds is not necessarily about overusage of DEI into projects, of course, leading into failure, he does realize that that is exactly what it could turn out to be. He's not necessarily a anti-woke or non-woke person, per se, right? We all know that. I think it's pretty much universally known. But at the same exact time, he is aware that if you overuse DEI strategies in a movie, it could very well, and no, not that it could, it will lead to failure. So he is reportedly fully aware about overusage of DEI, and in one of the recent meetings that took place between the Deadpool 3 writers and the Disney higher-ups, including Bob Iger, they also brought in Marvel Studios producer Kevin Feige to negotiate with Reynolds. Now, Ryan reportedly pressed them to exclude the X-Men characters that would carry a series of agendas that would serve as Disney's ideology into the near end of the film. However, the main reason why Reynolds wanted them out was that they would overshine Wade Wilson's presence during the final shots of the film, and that the writers felt this was nothing more than Disney's push to advertise their X-Men film in Deadpool 3. As of now, Disney quickly retracted the cameos that were being pressed by Disney originally to be inserted through rewrites. Writers Rhett, Reese, and Paul Wernick, including Reynolds, knew that the rewrites and reshoots would lead to a forced delay from July until the fall of next year, something that may end up happening anyway if they can't wrap filming by February at the latest. So far, this is the only agreement that Disney has made and caved into with Ryan throughout all the Deadpool drama and all of the conversations, and the ultimate push was that Ryan was convinced and had convinced Kevin Feige to reason with those like Iger over at Disney. Now, with Disney set to announce the all-female-led X-Men film and its direction by the summer of next year with an official new title that will be introduced, this was Disney's push to up the usage of mutant material, much like Beast as a cameo in the Marvels was used and was just a beginning. Deadpool is the exception, however, after Reynolds pressed both Disney and Kevin Feige to exclude the X-Men characters for the main film that carried this ideology by Disney and their ways. Some lesser-known characters of which, for the X-Men, were reportedly gender-swapped through the specifics, of course, of Disney's overall agenda. Now, though the specific X-Men characters' names are currently unknown, they were considered to be more on the minor end of those that were gender-swapped. Now, guys, let me just pause here quick for 1 second. Now, we already know that the new X-Men movie is going to be female-focused, much like how Blade was originally meant to be female-focused, and they changed that storyline. Not to prevent backlash per se, but they wanted to change the story just because of the creative choices and stuff like that. We all know that Ali is having a tough time with that film. He has reportedly wanted to walk off or walk away from that project a number of times, which is also a major red flag. And another thing that we do know is that elements of those original scripts for Blade 2025 of being all-female focused are spilling into the current plot. So, though the current version won't be all-female led, parts of it will be in different portions of the film. So what's interesting about this is basically Disney seemingly wants to use Deadpool 3, or at least wanted to in the third act, as a way to just single-handedly promote or market their upcoming X-Men movie for Phase 7. Most likely, right? We know that this is a very big deal for Marvel Studios right now. They don't know what they're doing anymore. In fact, that they know what they are doing. It's all deliberate nonsense. But moving on toward the big conclusion here is that, however, the main focus was their focus on promoting this all-female-led format. Ryan is now battling Disney to reinstate the proper funding for the marketing of Deadpool 3, as he is desperately trying to get his way with the film's third act. So for those of you that missed this, we talked about this like 5, maybe 6 days ago, that Bob Iger had backed out and reduced funding for the marketing of the third Deadpool film. This would mean less advertisements on television or online or anything like billboards or signs, whatever it may be. Merchandise, doesn't matter. They wanted to back off on marketing entirely. And so that is a problem as well. If you're banking on a movie to become very successful, you really should put everything that you've got into that movie if you're so, motivated to make it happen. And if it's really not there, and if the story's not there working for you, it's really not going to work out in the end anyway. So I would really love to really hear what you all have to say about this ongoing scenario of how Ryan Reynolds finally got his way and was able to negotiate with Disney on one specific drama piece in Deadpool 3's third act, and preventing these X-Men from spilling in and overshining Wade Wilson in the final frames. So overall, guys, drop a comment below, fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.